Hello.
I'm Meryl. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Jessie, and we're here at 𝙈𝙮 𝘽𝙚 Union Square with Meryl Wilsner for the release of My Best Friend's Honeymoon. Thank you for joining us,
Thank you so much
Meryl.
for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Me too.
So, for anybody who doesn't know about this book, do you want to give us a little tidbit about what it's about?
Yeah, this is about two lifelong best friends who end up on a non-refundable honeymoon together. And one of them has a hard time asking for what she wants. So they decide, okay, we'll make a game of it. You can have anything you want this whole week. You just have to talk about it. You have to ask. Shocking no one who reads romance books that quickly turns sexual. And it's a fun little romp, and then they just kind of have to figure out what happens once the honeymoon is over.
Getting past that honeymoon state, it's always the hardest part of any relationship, right?
True.
So what happens when you start the relationship there, literally. So it is so wonderful. I loved this book. It is just such a joy. Both Ginny and Elsie are wonderful characters, and the way that their friendship is beautiful. I'm just so excited for everybody to read this. So as you said, the kind of start of this book is Ginny telling Elsie that she needs to ask for what she wants. I know that I struggle with that sometimes. I'm sure that a lot of people find that difficult. Is that something you struggle with? And why did you decide to make that the linchpin of this book?
Yeah, you know, sometimes it is. I think in general, especially when it comes to like a romance novel, a lot of times people readers will complain about the miscommunication trope as like, you just have to have one conversation. It's like, right, but that conversation is like taking your heart out of your chest and being like, here you go, you could drop this if you want, or you could love me back. Yeah. So it can be very difficult. That's sort of the like nice, sweet version. The real reason that this is the premise is that I wanted to write dirty talk.
And you do.
I do. So
they do in here. I'm telling you. Oh.
I wanted a premise and an excuse to be like, yeah, I'll do whatever you want, but you have to ask.
What do you
so
want?
To have that, a lot of conversation around the spicy scenes.
I love that. They are both like talking about like how it's kind of scary for them sometimes, and neither of them is so prepared to do that, especially in the spicy scenes. And it's just
it's fun. It's also fun to show like that level of desperation where, you know, like at first they're like, oh, I have to say what I want, and then like eventually they're like, do this. So it was a lot of fun.
It's incredible. Oh, I'm so happy. One thing that I was really excited when reading this book, and I don't know if this is something that everybody's going to pick up on, but now if you're watching this, you're going to pay attention to it. I'm a big musical theater girly. So I immediately clocked a line that Ginny talks about having a ring of keys moment. For anyone who doesn't know, in Fun Home the Musical, based on Fun Home by Alison Bechdel, the graphic novel, little Allison discovers her queerness by seeing an older queer butch with a ring of keys attached to the belt. And Ginny talks about how they didn't really have a ring of keys moment growing up. Did you have a ring of keys moment? Can you hear it if you did?
This is funny. I don't expect that she will watch this, but you never know. So Katie, my 8th grade volleyball coach, if you're watching.
Let's go.
Literally in practice, I'm like handing her volleyballs and like our hands touched, and I was immediately like, oh no, I will die on the battlefield for you. Which was, so that was like the moment. You know, I don't know if you've ever read like old diaries that you've written that are horrifically embarrassing.
The most embarrassing thing that I've ever
but mine was very much like, she's the only girl I've ever felt this way about. She's the only girl I ever will feel this way about. Like, I'm married to a woman. That's not, turns out it wasn't the case that one person was.
Are you gay?
So yeah, as much as possible, really. But yeah, that was it. There literally was like a lightning bolt sort of moment.
I love that so much. And for anybody who's watching, if you had a ring of keys moment specifically, please comment it. I want to know everybody's ring of keys moments because they're my favorite.
I also think it's very important to note that she is now the like Gay Straight Alliance like advisor at my high school.
She still works there, and she's like...
it was middle school, and she moved up to high school. But yeah, I don't know if she still is, but at one point she was. And I was like, okay, I picked a good one.
You're like, hey, I knew it. We knew it. Everything worked out. That's adorable. Yeah. I love that. Wow. So this book is going on somebody's honeymoon. wasn't supposed to be their honeymoon to begin with, but it did, and it ended up being a really lovely honeymoon. Did you have a honeymoon with your lovely wife?
We had like a mini honeymoon. We, in the gayest way possible. A week after our wedding, we went to Washington, D.C. to watch women's soccer. So yeah, so we had just like a little weekend where we went and watched women's soccer in D.C.
That's so gay and
yeah.
so wonderful.
Yeah.
I love that. If you could go on like a honeymoon specifically kind of like this, do you have a dream vacation type thing that you would want to do?
Like literally anywhere. Anywhere that I haven't been, especially. My wife and I did get to go to the Dominican Republic last year. And a lot of the... Like,
I was gonna say, did you base some of your experience?
Yeah, a lot of the like flora and fauna is based on that. And yeah, I'm usually a person who wants to like do stuff on vacation. And this was 100% a like sit on the beach, like don't do anything vacation. And sometimes that's what you need, it turns out.
You know, we love doing things, and like our people here too. They do some really wonderful things. They also do some nothing.
Some other things.
Nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. I did, when reading this, have another moment of being like, this book is for me, because Elsie gets stung by some jellyfish in a moment. It's not, you don't have to be like freak out, nobody get like so dramatic about it, but have you ever been stung by a jellyfish? Because I have, and it sucks.
Yeah, that was personal experience.
Oh.
Like specifically, I mean,
gosh,
I don't think it counts as a spoiler to be like, she gets stung on the lip. Yeah. Specifically being stung on the lip.
Stung on the lip?
And then, you know, just like a little teeny tiny jelly, so it's not a big deal, but it hurts.
In the DR?
Yeah, no, this was long ago.
Okay.
And yeah, it was the worst.
It's
and
terrible.
I hated it.
Yeah. Do you have any secret little talents or hobbies? Because I know I love seeing some of the things, like Ginny is constantly doing woodworking and things like that. It's beautiful. Do you have any things that you spend your time when you're not writing?
I do. I've gotten into crochet.
Ooh,
I don't know that I'm necessarily that great at it, but I enjoy it. And it also, I'm like incredibly ADHD. And doing something like crochet allows me to be able to read
Focus
audiobooks.
on something else? Ooh,
yeah.
Yes.
Because I can't read audiobooks on their own because my mind floats away, and when I come back, I'm like, I have no idea how much I missed. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. But like crochet takes enough of my brain so I listen to a lot of audiobooks doing crochet. And
are you making little creatures or like clothing or?
Right now I'm trying to make a mesh tank top that the like pattern, the person was like, oh, I worked this up in an hour, and they were much skinnier than I am. I think maybe in like 3 to 4 years I will have a mesh tank top. But I've recently taken a pottery class that I really enjoyed. So I also like, while throwing pottery, will listen to
audiobooks.
So,
okay,
yeah.
Good. You need to have like a little activity.
Yeah.
I understand that too. Sometimes I love having audiobooks, but if I'm not like washing the dishes while I'm
my
doing it,
brain
or I'm
goes
doing
away.
something, it's like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, that's wonderful. Wow. Okay. Well, next time you come, I want to see your finished crochet tank top.
Okay.
And some of your pottery.
Yeah. I'm missing like the party to see my final pottery with everybody else in the class, because it's happening while I'm on tour. So. Okay. Well. But it will be there for me when I return.
It will be there when you return, and everyone in your class is going to be like, wow, Meryl's not here because they're like on a book tour because they're like a famous author. But look at the cool lopsided plate I made.
I think I even have some like non-lopsided plates. This is my second pottery class, so it took a little bit, but I might even have a non-lopsided plate.
Incredible.
I guess like fingers crossed. I'll find out.
Yeah, you let us know. We'll see. This is your 4th book, am I correct? Okay, I was like, am I counting correctly? You've written a lot of different tropes. This one is friends to lovers. We've got like, rivals to lovers. We've got forbidden love, all those kinds of things. Do you have a favorite trope to read or write?
I would cheat to answer this question.
Cheat away.
Because I say, forbidden love, but that's because it covers age gap. It covers, for instance, best friend's mom. It covers boss assistant. So yeah, by saying forbidden love, it sort of allows me to actually have more tropes.
To find the micro tropes within it.
To not have to be like pick one specific one.
Oh, but that's
great. That the people who know that they should not be kissing or having feelings or whatever, who just like, this is the worst idea that could ever happen. But yeah, then they kiss anyway. That's the sweet
Make
stuff.
them kiss. Yeah. Make them kiss anyway. That's great. This book, I mean, the two main characters in this book are fantastic. I love them so much, but I also really loved your side characters going on. I love Sue, and I love meeting at the end a little more from Zena and Shay. Are these characters that, you know, this is the only section that we're going to see them in? Might we see them again in other books, or?
So right now I am actually working on my first official sequel. I tend to think that all of my books take place in the same world,
sure.
And there are sometimes little Easter eggs to let readers know that.
Right.
But yes, I am working on my first official sequel. So it will be in the same world as you will see a lot more of Elsie and Ginny and a little bit more of some of the side characters.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting. Okay, so that's kind of what's coming up for you then next. Wow. Okay, so look out for that. We are focusing though right now on My Best Friend's Honeymoon. You can rest for a second.
Thank you.
You did it.
The next one is not ready yet. It will be a while.
So, hold on, relax. Everybody chill out.
But it'll come eventually, I promise.
Yay! Okay, well, I'm so excited to continue to read everything you've written and for everybody else to read My Best Friend's Honeymoon. I do have one more thing I want to do with you. We have to go do our event here, so everybody here, get ready, because Meryl's coming out soon. But before we do that, we gotta do book tarot.
Okay.
Book tarot, everybody.
I feel like I should not look at you.
So you don't know.
Doing it, so I can't be like, I don't think that's a sex scene, so I can say something then.
If we land on it, we land on it, you know?
With this book, I feel like percentage-wise,
we might land on it.
Okay, I'm going to look off this way.
Okay, you look
away.
away.
Tell me when you start, and I just have to say stop.
You just have to say stop 3 times.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead. Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop. What do we get?
Okay, we've got. Turning back to Ginny, she says, "Tell me." What? I want you to tell me you love me. I'm regretting telling you that you could have whatever you want.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's a little
and it's tame.
Tame for what's going on in this book, so just know that there's a lot more coming. But I also, that is nice. It's just, tell me that you love me. Because these characters really do love each other so much. Down deep in their souls, it is one of the sweetest loves that I've read.
Yeah, that was something, you know, not just friends to lovers, but childhood friends to lovers. For these two, they have each other's backs, and I think that helps with asking for what you want, because Elsie knows, even if she's scared and even if this is something that she has to be vulnerable about, it's Ginny.
It's Ginny. It's just Ginny, and whatever she wants, Ginny wants her to be happy and loves her no matter what. Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much, Meryl. This was wonderful. Thank you for watching, everybody. And everybody pick up My Best Friend's Honeymoon.